What you burning on there, Chris?
I got a telestrator in front of me. I wish I had a football play so I could just circle some things. All right, you go here. You got a linebacker here, and you go and the Y.
It's supposed to be an X.
And then the X.
Yeah,
I just love the idea.
Spider
of
Y2 banana.
Spider Y2
How do you
banana.
not do the thing that everyone with a telestrator does and accidentally draw a penis? I'm very disappointed in
Well,
you.
Greg did that already.
Greg did that.
It was
The joke was right there.
It was the one thing. I'm just going to draw a little football play here. I'm going to... I got an offensive line here. Just do your show, and I'll just play with this.
Yeah,
while
you
guys
go ahead
are,
and do that, yeah.
So as you can tell, we got a new gadget in the studio.
Yep. It's time to play with the toys.
How long before we do something really bad with it?
Oh, we already did, didn't we?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
This is fun, though. Good times.
Yeah. Good time.
All right, I'll save it for something important, though. Let's have a good show here. First mystery crate of the new year. How about us?
Hey!
Happy New Year. Are we
Should
still
we
saying
all give
Happy
our
New
New
Year?
Year's resolutions?
Ooh.
No, I have none.
No.
And no,
Okay.
we're not.
Okay. All right. Well,
I have.
You know what's funny? I
January
didn't think of one.
7th.
I have New Year's reservations.
First week.
okay. What's
Ooh.
that?
Oh, yeah,
Where's
where are you
that?
going?
Yeah.
What
Like
restaurant?
to get dinner?
Yeah. Like
Oh.
7 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Where? Flanny's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have reservations. I was going to pull one out of my hat.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you couldn't get one.
I
huh?
couldn't think of one.
Damn.
Prime 112?
Great bit.
Prime Italian?
I got a wish for New Year's.
What's
that?
Damn, you guys just looking at me terrified the crap out of me.
You don't want
You brought it up.
What just happened? The way you guys all just looked at me made me
what
go
is it?
blank, and now it's gone.
Oh.
So thanks.
Okay, I have a New Year's resolution. So
Tell
I
us,
joined
Jess.
a gym. I joined a gym last week. I was one of those people. Lehman and I were like, it's January 1st. We said we were going to join a gym when we moved back to New York, but then it took us a while to get settled in. Took us a while to get all our furniture and everything like that. So then we finally were like, all right, we're pretty settled in. Let's go to the gym and get a gym membership on January 1st like everyone else in America. So we joined a gym. I have now made it my entire personality. I'm obsessed with going to the gym, and I'm wondering how long this is going to last, because I am someone who I work out to begin with. I'm not like someone who is going from like not working out to now I work out. I just have not worked out in a gym. I do like Pilates classes. So I'm very curious to see how long this lasts. But so far we're on day 7 going strong at the gym.
How do you feel about the gym selfie?
I don't think my gym endorses those. They don't have a lot of places to do them, and I think it's very frowned upon. But I could be wrong.
I'm pro gym. I'm pro gym selfie. Okay, capture your small dub. All right, you get a little win. It's not like a lot of people are like, "Oh, to look at me." If you have a win,
It doesn't offend
If
me.
it makes you feel good,
yeah.
do it.
If it gets you going back,
You like a little flexing?
I like a little flex, Roy.
Yeah.
Not a literal one, a figurative one.
I figured.
Yeah, the gym selfie doesn't offend. What I don't want is to be in someone else's gym selfie.
That's
That is,
Yeah,
that's the
don't
worst.
ever
Yeah.
take my picture
Yeah, I'm trying
without
to get
my
to the
consent
next
in
machine.
public.
Yeah.
Well, the new gym thing now is that like people who say their trainers are going up to other people to help them with like their form and stuff. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
I
This is
appreciate
why-
it, but I also kind of don't trust it.
This is why
Yeah, I
don't
kind
go
of
to
don't
the gym.
appreciate it.
Yeah, don't.
I don't
Let
want
me
to
do
talk
it
to
wrong.
anyone. I have too much shame around my workout.
Agreed.
To be around another person.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I feel like there's ways to do it where it is helpful, and then there's ways to do it that is just kind of condescending.
Yeah.
And if you're the
Agreed.
trainer in that situation, you have to know how to approach it so it doesn't seem like, oh, you idiot, you're doing this wrong. You're going to bust your knee open. You know what I mean? That's the difference there. Because I do appreciate the tips, but don't be weird about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of like TikTok people. They'll be filming themselves at the gym, and then other TikTok people that are like more famous lifting people will come
Oh,
and
God.
like.
What
But
gym
like,
do you
but
go
like
to?
they'll be congratulating the person. No, I only see it
Miami
online.
gyms.
I don't see it online.
okay.
I only see it online. I don't see it in person. But there's a lot of tripods upstairs at the gym here at the Ulcer. Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of
God.
tripod people here at the Ulcer.
What?
Oh yeah, taking pictures all the time,
I mean,
videos
it's a
all the time.
hotel. They're visitors.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Influence
In the gym?
Yeah, because it's not an influencer trip to Miami if you didn't go to the gym and you didn't record yourself.
I hate
especially
everything
with the
about that.
skyline outside of that window.
That being
yeah,
said,
true.
I do
Yeah.
consume other people's workout content, and I like watching other people's workouts to get little like workout routines for when I go to the gym. But yeah, I don't want to be in a gym with like 7 tripods set up ever. That doesn't sound like my kind of gym.
There's at least once a week at least I see somebody up there with a tripod. And they're not really working out.
How do you feel about bowling tripod guy?
Bowling?
There's some
tripod guy?
TikTokers at bowling on bowling
Oh,
nights.
I love that.
They set up their tripod and they're like live and they're doing their
Look,
bowling.
I have
That's
new
insane,
I
but
have
I
new
love
respect.
it.
I have new respect
There's
for
a
bowling.
niche for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have new
There
respect
is.
for bowling because I saw a video that the oil that they use One, they put it on with like this miniature Zamboni thing.
Yes. Right? All the lanes get it before bowling night.
And then that as the balls are getting thrown, the oil kind of like shifts, the concentration of it.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Throughout the night, like if the oil's one way at the start, and then as you play 3 games, by that third game, the oil patterns. So you have to pay attention.
Never thought of that.
You have to be paying attention to like if you have
It's like if the infield
if you have
dirt
one
is
lefty
changing
bowler
throughout a game.
in your group, it's screwing up the oil.
That's what I'm saying.
basically.
Really?
Like, so they showed like this guy showed like an aerial view that they put like some of the live broadcasts, they put like different colors so you can see it shifting.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Holy
So
shit.
all night the oil on the lane is shifting.
This
It's a literal game
Mind
of
blown.
inches of like, oh, I'm missing it this far here. I'm gonna move one half a board left. You know,
The more you know.
I know
This
so
is
little about
great
bowling.
information.
It's like
I love
golfing.
this.
This is actually probably the most informative sports segment, not only that we've had on Mystery Crate, but that we've had on this show in a long time.
Yeah.
I know. I've never once thought of the oil on a bowling surface.
I just thought they were always the same. You go down to Bird Bowl, you just start chucking.
I'm truly
Yeah.
so shocked by this.
Yeah.
Wow.
I always knew it was slippery, right? Because always that one guy that goes a little bit too far on the approach and
very
busts his ass.
slippery.
Yeah, but I didn't know that
good
it was
bowlers
like,
want to know like what's the oil pattern here? What are we cooking with today? And there's
crazy.
different names for
I've
it.
never
I
been
don't-
around a good bowler.
I don't
No,
know
there's not.
patterns. Like I'm a decent bowler. I know that there
No, you're
are
a good
patterns.
bowler.
No, I know. Thank you. But
No, I know.
I'm even the patterns is like above me. Like I know they exist, but I don't know the different.
Do you, when you bowl, like, are you
A spin the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Jeremy.
I just want to
You
make
gotta
sure.
be a spin
curve.
guy.
Do you know
don't
how
know.
many people at bowling night are bowling it straight?
Not a lot,
Only,
right?
I think only my brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
If I
I
see
just want to know. I mean, I don't know how
Everyone
competitive
is
this is.
spinning.
ass.
Okay.
if I
Everyone
well, every
is
How do you
time
spin it?
every time I see a straight bowler, I go, not a serious guy.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
not a serious
Yeah.
guy.
If you're not spinning it, I mean,
Can you demonstrate how you spin it? Because like I'm trying to visualize like what you're trying to.
You just-
Is it?
it's all on the wrist,
Is
right?
it?
it's like a hand under
Right,
the
okay,
ball,
so
and
hand
it's
on
just
the-
a.
So it is a flick of the wrist.
So a
It's like
flick
a
of the
curveball.
wrist.
Do
Yeah,
you
it's like a curveball.
do you
Okay.
put your thumb in?
Put it on you.
Hey,
My thumb. Because you want to know another weird
hole's
thing about
empty,
bowling?
right? Yeah.
Some people are 2-finger people.
Ayo.
Some people are 3-finger people.
Ayo.
It's illegal to have the thumb hole open if you don't put your thumb in it. You can fill that thumb hole. Some people are just 2-finger bowlers in league. I mean, it's not a thing that anyone really checks, but technically,
So you
I'm a 2-finger guy and I have my hole filled.
So
Read the rule book?
your bowling ball only
What do you
has
fill your
two-
hole with?
Yeah, well, how do you fill your hole?
the pro shop does it. You turn your ball in, you come back the next day, it's filled. You don't ask questions.
So they fill your
Okay.
ball.
Someone does
They
it
feel
for
it.
Can you unfill the hole?
Yeah. I mean, it's the hole's there, and if
Do
I
they drill- do
if
they
I
drill
decide
it?
to become a thumb guy, I got a
Right.
nice Friday night, I
Yeah.
can take it out.
Okay.
Then your hole's open.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
If you're a
Thumb in
thumb
the finger
guy.
hole. Gotcha.
but it's illegal to have an open hole.
Technically, in
If you
league
don't
play.
fill it.
In league play,
I
if you're
didn't
not-
know. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, you're either.
Wow.
And there's also like some people bowl with 2 hands. Like the new style bowl is the 2-hand whip.
Really?
Whereas the old school guy,
Really?
Just one.
new
hander.
school is 2 fingers, 2 hands, and I'm just whipping it down as hard as I can. Whereas the old school
Whip it good.
bowler has the glove on, 3
Right.
fingers, and they do it. Like it's more new school to do 2 fingers.
But
and
like Pete
2-handed.
Weber's doing like a one-handed with the glove.
I think Pete Weber's old enough that he did the 3-finger, but like now currently all the best bowlers in the world are 2-handed 2-finger bowlers.
Do you think that's because human strength and like nutrition and all of those things that have made like other sports a lot faster is now being applied to bowlers
Yes.
and they're
The
getting
steroids?
so
I think
much
they-
They're taking
stronger?
steroids and
They
bowling
just
leagues?
realized that speed kills, and they're like, okay, with 2
Okay.
hands I can throw this harder, and then more balls fall.
When I first started kind of
Pins.
trying to bowl,
Pins,
I
what I said.
realized
That
that
was the
Balls.
expert.
if I have my thumb in the third hole,
Yeah.
I can't really spin it. So
Yeah.
I'm also a 2-finger guy, but I'm not any good.
It's tough to.
I'm also terrified that I might like jack up my thumb in that hole. So
My
I
nails
keep
are
it
way
out.
too nice.
Yeah.
Always
Exactly.
something you got to
My
be
fingers
concerned
in
about.
holes.
Yeah.
Don't
for
need
sure.
a jacked up thumb.
You don't want to go too
Yeah.
deep with the thumb.
Yeah.
No.
I like to go just inside.
Yeah.
Dangerous game.
Just a little bit inside.
Yeah.
Speaking of filling
got you.
holes, Heated Rivalry is really popular.
Yeah, it
You
is.
see, now it's just too heavy-handed.
What do you mean?
I liked it.
Now, what
was
team are
good.
you on? See, I don't want to do this spoiler thing.
not really a team.
Well, here's the thing.
Amelia.
I
I'm
have
Team
not
Amelia.
watched it.
but there's not a
I haven't
team.
watched it, and I have been dying to watch
Same.
it for a month. I was on this thing before it was even a thing, like right after
How
the
is that
first episode
possible?
came out, because I saw like someone I follow who is a writer like post about it like after the first episode, and she had read the book, and so she's like a super fan, and I was like, oh my god, I need to watch this show, but I was locked out of HBO for like for so long because they did the password sharing thing like right before I don't know if this
worst.
happened to any of you. I share my password with my sister, and I got locked out, and I've been like dying to watch it. And I didn't
It's
get
great.
let back into HBO until like 2 nights ago. So I've had like 2 nights where I could have watched it, and the FCS championship was one of the nights, so I couldn't watch it because I was busy.
The only thing that annoyed me,
killing me.
I haven't started it yet, but I didn't like the guy's Russian accent. And I'm kind of like, not like I'm some kind of like
That's
Russian
insane.
accent
Hollander's and
aficionado.
you don't.
Hollander.
No. I'm well, the thing is, there's just a lot of good TV out
Okay,
right now.
Hollander.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy's got some great lines too.
That guy
Ilya,
rocks. He's great.
it's so good.
The actors are incredible.
I'll-
They've done a great job.
I'm locked into Welcome to Derry right now.
I see. That's I think next for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and then I finished Pluribus.
Wait, what is that?
Welcome to Derry is
It,
like
Welcome to Derry.
the It lore.
Spinoff of
okay.
It.
Yeah, it's like
I got you.
It's
I
like
know what that
28
is.
years before. It's like in the 50s or 60s before the Pennywise came.
Got it.
So I'm watching that.
Did you finish Pluribus?
I did.
Me too.
I did finish
Me
Pluribus.
too.
Roy said he has to finish
Good
it.
ending.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, so we can't spoil that
I will
for
say,
Roy.
Roy, kind of hard to spoil the ending because it really is just like setting up
An
for
ending.
season 2.
Yeah, well,
in my
also,
opinion.
where else
Right,
could they
okay.
go if she didn't have some kind of, flip
I don't
back?
know what you're saying, but
Yeah, I
we
was
should
gonna say,
stop in
Yeah.
respect for Roy.
Respect for Roy. I'll
Please.
stop. And then I want to talk about Stranger Things, but last time I tried to bring up Stranger Things on the show, there was a lot of pushback from people, and I also don't have Tony.
Yeah. If it's just the two of us, we.
Yeah.
What
Three-
what-
Let's
You got
save it
Rose.
for,
Rose
let's
is
save it
over
for
there.
next
right.
time.
I forgot.
I do
Cynthia,
actually
so
want
you
to
did-
hear
okay.
all of your opinions on it because I get fed lots of Stranger Things content on the gram. Although, you guys, I think I mentioned this before. I deleted Twitter off my phone maybe 6 weeks ago now.
Lucky you.
Amazing.
The amount of things that I don't know about, that I shouldn't know about, and don't know that I don't know about has exponentially increased. And now I have so much free time
Ignorance is bliss, I tell you.
to
Bring
learn
it
about the
back.
things I actually
Well,
want to know about.
People on Twitter are
Certain
ignorant
things.
too.
Yeah.
But when I do periodically check in because there's like some, football thing happening, that's when I see the occasional Stranger Things meme. And that's why I need to know what your thoughts are on the
think-
next episode of
Hold
Mystery
that thought.
I think Chris trying to tell us something.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, I was setting it up myself. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And we're back.
You made it seem like we were going to break.
Nah, Mike, I knew what she was doing there.
Okay.
We were
Yeah.
cooking.
This episode of Mystery Crate is brought to you by DraftKings.
DraftKings.
Crown is yours.
Thank you.
I mean, you gotta let the man finish.
no, because
I mean,
usually he
you
just
gotta-
does a draft.
You're going to let me do it or you're going to let me do it? I mean, what are we
That's a
doing?
good
What are you
point.
doing
You
there?
got me, Chris.
Draw a crown on there.
Okay, so Stranger Things. The idea of them having like a secret extra episode.
Oof.
I
Wait, I thought we just said we were going to save this for the next episode of Mystery Crate.
well, you said you wanted to hear our thoughts.
I said on the next, whatever.
We can
That's
keep them
supposed to be
redacted.
crown?
We can keep them
It's fine.
redacted
No,
until
it's
next
fine.
Mystery Crate.
Okay. I'm just going to talk about the conspiracy theory stuff and like how.
Okay, let's start-
But basically, the general dislike of every show that's on TV.
Yeah.
Everybody on Twitter and Instagram is a Hollywood producer. They know exactly how to finish every show. They don't.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about
Yes.
about logging off because there's
It's
just
great.
so many
angry.
media illiterate people posting their react. And I shouldn't say this about Stranger Things because I haven't actually watched it, so maybe a lot of the criticism's correct. I don't know, but with other shows that I'm watching, I'm like, damn, you kind of missed all that stuff
Yeah.
about Pluribus, and now you're giving like your strong opinion on it, but it feels like you didn't really watch it.
Yeah,
feels like you didn't really know what was
100%.
going on.
There's only like one thing about Stranger Things that I think is a legitimate gripe. It's about
I'm
the
sure we have the same one.
Is it about the Demogorgons?
Yeah.
That's
It's a
the only
gripe
one.
off.
What, at the end?
Yeah, them not showing up for the last episode is a little weird, but that's everything else I'm fine.
and
with.
there's a perfectly fine explanation
Yeah.
for that.
Are
It's
those
fine.
supposed to be representation of flowers or something?
I don't know,
probably,
man.
but
maybe.
it's just a monster.
It just looked
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
purple.
The reality of it is, and we could do this without spoilers, despite the spoiler alert warning that was on the screen.
Yeah.
That and get into more like plot driven stuff next time. But I think the big thing that like our takeaway was like, yes, of course, with any given show, and maybe not any show, like there are probably 5 or 6 all time great shows where you're left with like that was perfect, wouldn't change a thing.
I can only think of one.
But the internet, like
God.
the internet's reaction to just about any show ending, but specifically this one, to the point where there are people trying to conspiratorialize, is that the word?
Yeah.
That there's an extra episode because we've all been tricked by characters
That's supposed to
within
drop
the show
today.
that's
Yeah.
supposed to drop as we're recording
As we're
this.
recording
It's
today.
not going to
No, of
because
course
it's not
not.
a thing.
Of course
and
not.
it's like there was so much great about the final season.
This is crazy.
It has gotten to the space where nobody can like anything, and
Never.
it's a shame because I actually saw I think it was Jason Gallagher who posted it, that he went and saw it in theaters with his family, that the experience was like amazing,
Kirsten saw
everybody's
it in
laughing
theaters.
and crying and enjoying their time, and like how incredible it is. And then he went and logged on Twitter, and it was like everybody was hating it, and it's such a great kind of allegory for what you were
Log
just talking
off.
about, Jess, which is just like log off.
Just the
And
answer.
it made me so upset. And I think that the one thing that Stranger Things became a victim of was the decision to not release it all at once.
That's true.
Because it
gave people too much time to think.
It gave
Yeah.
everybody
That's true.
all
Yeah.
of this time that rather than completing the story all at once, it gave them all of this time to decide things they thought were going to happen for the next volume.
And when it
when
didn't happen,
those didn't happen, it turned into even deeper conspiracies about the next thing that should happen. And without that time in between, I wonder if any of those would have come up. So it's a shame that that's the case, because I thought this was a great show. I thought it was really well acted. I
beautiful.
thought it was really well written. I thought the ending was wonderful.
I thought they tied up everything really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They left some
It's okay
stuff
to
up for
like-
interpretation.
yeah.
I thought it was great. I mean, I
There's one thing there, and we'll talk about it. We will. We'll dive into it because Tony's going to want to talk about it. But there's only one thing really that I would have liked to have more on. I liked everything I saw. I would have loved another half hour to explain one thing, and that's it.
we'll talk about that after.
We'll talk about it.
I don't think I'm catching
Another
your
time.
drive with that. Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
But also,
Pluribus is good.
but there is a lot of good TV out right now.
A lot of good
A
TV.
lot of good TV. And
including
the only-
Heated Rivalry.
And the only ending I remember that was like 100% everybody was on board, and I'm sure if Twitter was what it is now, they have a problem with that too, is probably Breaking Bad.
Yep.
But I'm sure there would be plenty of people frustrated. I'm sure there would be.
People really like the Mad Men finale. I think,
I can't even get through the first season, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
oh, it's the greatest show ever made.
I don't.
Have you guys seen that Samson's now doing during the break? He started watching Game of Thrones
For the first time.
for the first time. So now he's tweeting.
I'm jealous.
I would
after-
that's
never
fun.
reinvest
Really
my
enjoying
time back into that series after what they did to us.
See,
Ironically,
this is another-
but
this is right
that's
along
a
the
different
same
one.
line, yeah.
But see, that's funny though, right? Because it's like I didn't watch Game of Thrones, and I now won't.
No,
because
you're
every
missing
person
out.
the first
I know
you're
I
missing
am.
few
out.
seasons are good, but
No, I know.
it's so
The
unsatisfying the way it ends.
Yeah, the
Exactly,
first
and
six
I'm
seasons-
such a like I'm gonna watch it until it's over.
But your taste might be different, so you might. Who knows? You,
might like
may
it. This
one
actually like it.
pretty
though.
universally.
No,
Yeah, but you might
yeah,
not.
his taste might be different, but he's not stupid.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's
definitely
going to
not.
watch it and say, this doesn't make sense,
But
because
even-
it didn't
Right.
make
But-
sense.
but even
it was
then-
lazy and
Yeah.
sloppy
Yeah.
and bad.
Right.
And you know who I blame? Disney. Because they had hired those two showrunners to do a Star Wars show, so they
And they
tried to
phoned it
hurry
in.
up, phone up Game of Thrones, phone it in for Game of Thrones, and then the Star Wars project they were working on didn't materialize.
It's such a
You
huge
can also blame
undertaking.
George R. R. Martin
I'm not
because
against.
Yes, because if he would have just
come
finished
up
the
with
books,
a better ending
Correct.
than
Yeah.
they ever could have written.
correct, he would have had a great ending, and then he goes back and says, "Oh well, that's not how I will ended it." Yeah, because now you're playing the result, and you know it sucked.
I'm not
Like,
against a show with a bad ending.
Jets
Like
fan,
it's
so.
fine. I'll watch a show. I'll invest my time.
He
but
knows about bad
Game of
endings.
Thrones is just so much TV.
No.
So
Yeah.
it's like
It is
to
a lot.
invest
Yes,
that
but
It is
much
a
of
lot.
my
I'm telling
life
you right now, the
I don't
first-
have that much
the
time.
first 6 seasons of Game of Thrones are probably some of the best television ever made.
I know, but
Like,
what about watching another? Like I haven't.
You won't find
I
it.
haven't watched Mad Men.
you won't find it. No,
I
I
haven't
feel
seen
like
it
I'd
either.
probably rather
Yeah.
invest
You
my
would love
time
Mad
in a
Men.
show. Yeah, I know
It's
I would.
So
yeah,
good.
you'll love all the misogyny and stepping out on your wife.
Yeah.
and smoking cigarettes indoors.
Yeah,
You'll
the
love all
show
that.
is definitely about
Alcohol.
how
It's a period piece.
misogyny and stepping out on your wife is awesome.
It's
a good
okay.
thing.
Do it feel really good about
Oh, the
themselves.
times.
That's been my takeaway.
Let me tell
from it,
you,
too.
that first season, they love doing it. All right, they
That's
love
not
doing
the-
it. That's not the purpose.
Even I know that's not
Did
the
you
point.
actually watch the? No,
I told you I can't get through the first season.
Okay, well then you
I
probably
keep falling
shouldn't be
asleep.
The one.
No, I know
giving
there's more
your,
to it, but it's just tough for me to get through.
unfettered opinions.
How
about
many
it.
seasons is too many seasons? Because maybe that's what Game of Thrones like. I mean, granted, there were many things about the ending of Game of Thrones that
No,
were
the problem with
terrible,
Game of
but-
Thrones is that it takes place in like a fantasy sci-fi world, and you become invested in what like that world is, and then
Yeah.
it becomes unraveled by the fact that the writers didn't actually give any thought or meaning to how any of the fantasy elements worked. So then in the finale, it just undercuts like everything that they've told you for the last like 6 seasons about what this world is about and how it works. So that's why it unravels it in a way that like it's not just a bad ending where it's like, oh no, this character I like died or something. It's like, oh, you guys just didn't really like think through any
Sort
of
of
the
like
fantasy
Lost?
elements of this, which was
no, and I also think that
would have been cool.
They were so rushed that they just ran with like their first initial ideas without thinking it out. So they were like, the guy who or girl that ends up becoming king. There's a full season where they're just not in the show.
I know.
So you know about it already,
Dude, I know every result.
Okay, so
okay,
Bran.
you want to know how embarrassing my
I think season
life
5,
is?
Bran was not in the
How
show at all.
embarrassing.
He ends up becoming king.
Yeah, so my I live tweeted.
Right, spoiler back on the screen.
I live tweeted.
And put the X if you can.
The
Click on
Game of
X.
Thrones finale.
Football play.
Not watching it, never having seen it.
You
That's-
liked the finale?
I
He'd say
live
live.
tweeted it.
live tweeted
I was
the
at work.
finale.
I was at Channel 7. I was so fucking bored working there. Like, just so fucking bored. And every Sunday night, everyone that I knew on Twitter, this is back when Twitter was like kind of fun and like a hangout spot when live things would happen.
Yeah, it
And
used to
a
be.
safer
it was-
space.
It was awesome. Not,
But it still
not
stays.
even like I mean, like, yes, I guess the safer space, but like also you could just, if
But like
people
the
were-
timeline worked.
Yes, the timeline
Yeah.
worked. That was
Yeah.
like the big
That
thing.
was kind of the appeal.
Right. And so it was like a big group chat. And
Yeah.
everyone I knew was watching Game of Thrones. And so every Sunday night leading into that, when I needed to be on Twitter because I was monitoring things for the show that we would then air at 11:30 at night on Sundays,
Right.
I would see everybody tweeting. So I knew enough about the characters, whatever. And so I decided as a bit for me and me alone that I would also like live tweet reactions because just while I was on Twitter, I was seeing everybody's reaction to stuff. And so I was just contributing to
So
the
you were just
conversation.
mimicking
And I had
other
all of these
tweets?
people like, oh, when did you start watching? Oh my God. And I was like, I'm not. That's how lame my life was working at Channel 7.
That show had a lot of stars in it. You know what else is a lot of stars? The Streets of New York City. And Jessica's back. with another New York
segue.
Celeb Watch.
Hey, wow, how about that?
It's time for Jessica's New York Celeb Watch.
So excited for this.
As Mike said, lots of celebrity sightings this last 3 weeks since our last mystery crate. I saw 2 celebrities. I would say
That's a lot.
one of them, maybe a B to A-lister, depending on the kinds of things you watch.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Maybe a solid B plus lister. And
Actor?
the other one in a separate category, but pretty recognizable. I'll put it that way.
A star of the silver screen or the small screen?
I would say television,
More television.
It's an eye, Roy.
more television,
Celeb eye.
It's an eye.
which
I didn't have time to.
Yeah, he tried to make an eye
I
on the
didn't,
top
I didn't have enough room
left
for
corner
watch.
there, and it does. Yeah.
Oh, it's
okay,
cute. No,
watch,
I like
okay.
it.
Yeah.
You could've
You know
drew a
what made
watch.
it? The eyelashes.
Like an analog watch.
Yeah, the eyelashes did
Yeah.
make
Been a
it.
watch. That's true, Roy.
Yeah.
My bad.
So an A to B list celebrity.
It's very
It's an A to B
possible.
lister.
It's only. I mean, I don't really think A-lister. I'm trying to be nice. Probably a B-lister.
Okay.
A B-list
So
TV
maybe a
actor.
C.
But someone that probably only Jeremy and Chris Cote, maybe Mike, maybe Cynthia would know the name.
What kind of
Roy
genre?
Definitely
knew their
not.
name.
Roy would not
If
know.
Roy
wouldn't know.
Who this
name,
random person
it would
is.
surprise me.
Okay.
And TV is a TV show still on the air?
Oh yeah.
Still on the air. B list TV show
Genre?
still on the air. But they're still making episodes, or is it like in syndication?
Oh yeah.
Still making
Ooh,
episodes.
okay.
Streamer?
Oh, yeah.
Is it
Oh,
streaming?
yeah.
No.
TV.
TV.
TV. Actual
What shows
cable
do I
TV. That's still being made.
A lot of shows, honestly.
What network?
Yeah. Well,
Multiple,
Multiple?
including streaming.
Wait.
hold
Is
on.
it? I don't want to ask male or female because that makes it too. Is it Detective Olivia Benson?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Who's that?
I would say that's more A-list.
Yeah, she's been doing it forever.
What kind of show is it? Like, is it a drama? Is it
I don't want to ask.
So it's
like,
a lot of different
too
shows.
granular. Yeah. Ooh,
So they're in a.
SNL.
They're most famous for SNL.
Okay. Colin
Which is
Yost.
why
Bo and Yang?
No.
No, she
It's a
said
woman.
like
It's a
B.
woman.
Oh, it's a woman.
Bo and Yang.
Sarah
is a-
Sherman?
No.
So SNL, they're on SNL.
Are they presently on SNL?
I think so.
Melissa.
Oh, the,
Villaseñor.
Chloe Feynman.
No.
Oh.
They may not presently be on it, but they were very recently on it and may presently be on it. I don't really keep track. I know there was some cast
Tina Fey's
shakeups
A-lister.
recently, so I don't exactly know.
Oh, boy.
Heidi Gardner.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh!
Nailed it.
Noted
That was
Chiefs
pretty quick.
fan.
Heidi
like
Gardner's
Heidi
on
Gardner.
Shrinking.
I was like, who just left? Who recently?
Roy, would you like know that name off the top of your head?
yeah, she's
said
on
Shrinking.
Shrinking.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you liked that show.
She's on that. She's in a commercial with
Yeah, she's with
guy-
which from Schitt's Creek. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
with
yeah.
those.
The
Dan
commercial work did make me think maybe I put her more closer to the A bucket because she's in
She's
some
not
like
A.
big time.
Not
Not
it.
it.
No.
I like her.
I don't think she's A either.
But a good,
you have to be like a
but
movie star
solid B.
to be an
Yeah,
A.
very
I think
solid.
we're being nice, giving her B. But
No, she's
recognizable.
funny.
Sound
Right.
Well,
She's one of my. I think
was
she's
on SNL for,
She
like,
was one of my
She was so
favorites.
funny.
I thought she was
Sean
one of the
Levy.
funniest
Levy.
people on
Jess
the
just
Dan
did
Levy.
say She was being
Galen.
nice with the ranking. So
Yeah,
What am I
I
doing,
was
Sean?
being nice.
Sean Levy, director of Stranger Things episodes and
Oh.
Marvel stuff.
Well, there you go.
Hold
We'll
that
be back.
thought. Yeah, we'll be back.
Oh, bye.
You betcha.
Which is
betcha.
brought to you by DraftKings.
DraftKings.
There it is.
The crown is yours.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Make me
football
money, clown.
playoff- Hey, it's the first one of 2026. Football playoff time. We're going to community source it because
What the hell does that mean?
That means I'm going to go around and Chris is going to give a game and Jess going to give a game and Roy's going to give a game and
Oh, man.
Jeremy's going to give a game and
Thanks
Cynthia's
for the
gonna
heads
give a
up on
game.
that.
I was gonna say.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why.
same.
That's why you have the
Probably should've said
lines.
this in the meeting.
I don't
Yeah,
have
but
the
you have the
lines.
lines there. You definitely have the lines.
I do.
I do not have the lines.
No,
in front
Jess.
of
No,
me.
she
Jess
doesn't have the
doesn't.
lines.
I don't have
Someone else picked for me.
But we're going to do.
Me too.
Well, Jess, you're doing Pittsburgh, Houston.
Am I? Well, okay.
It's the last
This is
game.
like unstoppable force, immovable object.
Correct.
Mike Tomlin in the first round of the playoffs versus Monday Night Football record, which he's undefeated in. I don't know.
3.5 is a spread.
I can't pick the Steelers.
3.5. That's it. So you're going to pick
Houston by 3.5. Is that the?
Yes, that's a spread. Jess picks Houston 3.5, and then we're gonna go to Chris. Give me this. We're gonna skip Rams, Carolina, not that great. Green Bay and Chicago.
I'll take the over.
The over.
The
Over-
over,
over
45 and a half. I like that. Roy, Buffalo, Jacksonville.
Buffalo, Jacksonville. I would say give me the under.
The under 52 and a
I
half.
don't think Jacksonville's going to score that many points to reach the point total.
Really? At home? Home doggy for Jacksonville?
Yes.
Wow.
All right.
That is a big over under because of how good they've been off. Like I don't hate that bet.
Yeah, it
That's
is
true.
at
It's 50 points.
52 and a half points.
At the time of recording.
At the time
Jeremy.
of recording.
49ers, Eagles. The spread
what's
is
the spread?
4.5.
Over under 44 and a half.
That's not what I'm supposed to do, though, right?
No, you can pick whatever you want.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take Niners plus 4.5.
Oh, Lighters plus 4.5.
I like that.
Okay. Cynthia, me and you're going to do this one together.
Please
Say-
do,
say
because
it
I was
last
gonna
one.
say.
Say it in unison.
Chargers, New England. Chargers headed to New England. They're 3.5 point dogs. Over under 46 points.
All right, on the count of three, say your bet. 1, 2, 3.
Under.
New England because they're at home.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
But I will also go with the under, and we'll both pick on the under.
There
So
you
we're
go.
going to do Green Bay, Chicago. Chris picks the over of 45.5. Roy picks the under of Buffalo, Jacksonville, and Jacksonville. Jeremy takes San Francisco 49ers plus 4.5.
I do.
Me and Cynthia agree on under 46 points for the Chargers and New England. And Jessica doesn't have the heart to pick her own Pittsburgh Steelers. She's taking the Houston Texans minus 3.5 on the road. That's you betcha. Jess, you had another celebrity you wanted us to watch
Yeah.
out for. So
Let's do it.
It's time for Jessica's New York Celeb Watch.
Let's see if
It
I
was
can
New
do
Year's
two,
Eve.
two.
That's the one hint I'll give.
New Year's Eve.
So somebody who
Which
wasn't
maybe
playing.
helps.
Anderson Cooper.
Dick Clark.
No, I did watch them on TV though.
Isn't he dead?
Yes, he is dead.
Okay.
Dick Clark?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
I thought
He's been
we
dead
meant
for a while.
Anderson Cooper. Does anyone watch the New Year's Eve?
It's one of my
Anderson Cooper, Andy
favorite
Cohen?
things.
Yeah, it's great.
It's one of my favorite things on television throughout the whole year. I love New Year's Eve television. I love. They are my favorite, Anderson and.
But you can switch back and
But I
forth.
like going around,
Yeah.
seeing what everyone's doing,
Just checking in.
I liked on the YouTube TV you could get the 4-box going. So
Who's-
I was just
who's
moving.
performing?
I had all the
Right.
channels up, and I was moving my
Love
sound
that.
around.
Where are the chain smokers?
It's one of the underrated nights of TV. I would say.
I didn't get a chance to see it this year, unfortunately.
It was the first New Year's back in New York that we've had in a couple of years.
How did it feel?
You got to see all the tourists.
I dozed off around 11:55 and woke up at midnight because the fireworks started going off. I was like, oh my God, the ball dropped. It's New Year's.
Hey, listen. New Year's guy. No, sorry. There was a guy in my neighborhood doing fireworks on Christmas.
asshole.
All right, that
What?
guy is an asshole.
Asshole.
Yeah, the kids are trying to sleep early.
Asshole.
Okay,
Oh,
that guy's
oh.
a prick. All right, I don't care. I don't.
Christmas or Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve.
Okay, Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Big
You have
difference.
a,
Still an
you have a-
asshole.
What
Yeah.
time?
But is
What-
he
That's a good point.
Hispanic?
That's a
'Cause
good point.
technically.
No. I
I'm
don't
saying,
care.
No,
Still
just
at
an
two different holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what time, though?
It was. I got home maybe at like 11.
late.
That's
That's
insane.
insane. That's
Yeah.
Burning
insane.
off fireworks
I
at
would be
11 at
pissed.
night.
That's
Oh.
insane.
On Christmas Eve.
You don't do fireworks
Christmas
for
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Thank you.
Fireworks are for the 4th of July. That's
Yes.
No more.
New Year's Eve.
I love fireworks, but I will say I would love for them to be a little less bomb sounding. That would be great.
No M80s.
I like
A little
this.
quieter.
I like this. Let's workshop this.
I'm
Let's
just
change
saying.
fireworks.
That's why everyone does the drone shows now.
What
They're
should we
like,
make them
this is-
sound like?
This is cool.
But
It's
those
not.
also terrify me because I feel like eventually, they're going to
They'll
go
attack?
off pattern and attack
Maybe
us.
They
instead
also
of-
scare the shit out of my dog.
Maybe
so that
instead,
doesn't help.
of an explosion, we switch them to dog,
the
little
fireworks.
cute dogs barking, and then it won't scare the dogs as much.
Or just like
my dog won't freak out at all if she hears that.
Yeah.
My dog, by the way, first New Year's
how
Eve.
is she doing?
Oh, that's right.
She did not seem to be affected at all by the fire. I know some dogs are affected and some
Good.
aren't. She seemed to be.
So
I know everyone
cute.
was wondering out there how
I
my
was
dog
wondering.
handled the fireworks.
Sammy.
The real test is July 4th, though, right? Because everybody's
Yeah.
doing fireworks July
Everybody.
4th. But you know what? She
Well,
passed the
New
first
Year's is
test.
good,
She got the
yeah.
first hurdle. All right, now we go to the lightning round, the big round. By the way, Jess, who'd you see on the streets of New
Samantha
York?
That's
Bennett.
true, yeah.
I'm not going to tell you. You guys have to guess.
Well, you didn't really give me anything.
the game.
Oh, yeah. So what were the
I thought it was New Year's Eve.
Was it
New
a-
Year's Eve?
No,
Year's
they were in
Eve.
Miami.
Okay, New Year's Eve.
So it
she's
wasn't
back in New York.
It wasn't Ryan Seacrest. It wasn't Rita Ora. It wasn't
Anderson
Anderson
Cooper
Cooper.
was not.
It wasn't Andy.
Cohen.
You said you saw
Was
them on
Andy
TV
Cohen?
though.
No, no.
Oh, no,
I
you
I
didn't.
saw them like walking down the street.
Okay, got it.
It wasn't Pitbull. He was in Vegas. I remember that.
Were you in Times Square
It wasn't the
specifically?
Jonas Brothers. They were in
No,
Miami.
God.
Yeah, Jess.
No, right?
and
Okay,
listen,
that's what I
if
figured.
I had to
There's
bet
Kathy
money
Griffin.
on one person not
Never.
being in Times Square on New
Ever.
Year's, it would be Jessica.
I will say though, I did see a video of some girl. I didn't know that they did this, but some of the restaurants in Times Square, for example, the video that I saw on the internet was this girl got a reservation at the Olive Garden in Times Square.
Hell yeah.
Where you pay like, I don't know, $150 or whatever for the night. And literally, you're bypassing everybody. You're in a comfortable environment. You get to eat,
That's
drink.
so funny.
They-
you have a bathroom.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
but
into that. That's
bathroom?
awesome.
Listen, she sent me that video.
But you're
This-
also at an Olive Garden.
no,
But that's
no,
fine.
that's fine.
Dude, that's totally fine.
They had
What?
They had an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Breadsticks?
They had unlimited breadsticks all night. They also had
Now
they
we're
had
talking.
an outside viewing area.
Yes.
Just for Olive Garden guests.
Okay. That's
incredible.
She stayed inside because it was really cold, but they had an area just for that. She had a bunch of space.
Yeah.
Dude. It honestly.
I
It
do
was
say,
pretty lit.
Am I going to the Olive Garden in Times Square for New
I
Year's?
would
would
do
never
it.
go
I
to
am
Times
not-
Square for New Year's Eve. I do like that other
Same.
people go because I
Yeah.
like watching the montage of them all making out at midnight.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
like
yeah.
one of my
Scott Van
favorite
Pelt doesn't.
parts of the night.
The most impressive thing, or one of the most impressive things about that night,
It's Scott Van Pelt.
is how fast New York City clears out Times Square. It's
crazy.
Yeah, like 15 minutes
Dude,
after, it's like
ball
confetti is
drops-
already being.
That
yeah.
ball drops.
Boom.
Get
I
the
love it.
fuck
They
out
all
of
have
here.
to
Like,
piss.
I love it.
That, if it's standing there for 9 hours.
What do you mean? It's all in a diaper? Because that was my main thing. I'm like, I am not
Yeah.
standing,
How many diapers?
dude.
So many.
depends.
What percentage of people out there are wearing diapers?
They're
Good
wearing. Oh shit, a
What's the
shit ton.
diaper- no,
60%.
Wait, were you making a joke or no?
It depends. No, I wasn't saying depends.
He said how
but
many
like,
diapers?
depends.
You said depends, and I was like, that's the most clever thing I've heard all day. But turns out it was just a.
Yeah, it's just a depends.
I'm gonna go the majority are wearing diapers. If
I
you're
see.
standing
I
out
find
there
that
for
hard to
9+ hours.
If I'm doing that, I'm just gonna like my team is staying here, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
shake. I'm gonna
dude, there's
waddle
no
off.
way
There's
you're
nowhere to
getting
go.
back in there.
What do you mean? I think I can waddle through people.
And
I'm-
also
I'm
the
great at a
businesses-
festival.
Jalen Waddle.
If you're there with a pretty good group, I think they'll let you back in because then they'll be
I'm
like, "Oh, he's
great
here
at-
for this." Yeah.
I've been to festivals
about
before
that.
where my
don't
group has
know.
got a good spot, and I'm like, I'm going to get a drink,
You come
and
back.
I get
Yeah,
back
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I can get through a crowd.
But the
yeah.
thing is that you can't access any of the restrooms
No one's better
inside
than-
of the restaurants or anything
Yeah,
that's
where are you
nearby.
peeing?
Where are you
Patrons
going?
only.
Excuse me. My
That's
bad.
what I was
My
thinking.
bad.
The best thing about the gym membership that I have now is that there's a couple locations around New York. So if I'm ever in a pinch and I have to pee and I'm near one of these things, I feel like
Smart.
worth its weight in gold now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Multi-purpose.
just to have a few bathrooms I can use around.
I always
the city.
thought like if I was making as I have the Planet Fitness like executive black one or whatever. If I'm driving across the
excuse me.
country,
Baller.
it's $25 a month. Yeah. But if I'm driving across the country and I really got to like go to the bathroom or take a shower or something, just pop right in.
That's
you know?
really smart.
Yeah, just pop right in, take a
Yeah.
shower, get on the road. You know?
So wait, is this celebrity where
yeah.
what category are they in?
I think he's more of a celebrity
He.
to
Okay.
people like us than too many people.
So he's a sports
So
guy.
he's an influencer?
No, he's a sports guy. He's like a sports something.
I would also say my brother-in-law was the one who pointed him out and was like, "Look at that guy." And then I was like, "That guy's famous." And my brother-in-law didn't know.
Which means he might be tall because you only really point out like tall
Keep open.
people.
You never point out,
See.
never point out a short person.
Wemby.
So no, Carl,
That's a pretty good
Carl
guess.
Anthony Towns.
No, but that is a very good
So
guess.
it's a
Carmelo.
NBA, an NBA
I was
big
gonna say
man.
Carmelo,
And
but I don't
again,
see Carmelo
this
out there.
was New Year's Eve,
New Year's Eve.
which probably will not help anyone.
No.
Well, no, I know he's an
Don't
NBA
have-
big man, so it's.
You don't have.
you in
No,
Brooklyn?
It was not a New York Ranger. They were
I was not in Brooklyn.
Not in Brooklyn. Okay.
You're in Manhattan, so it's somebody.
But I was not near Times Square.
Not near Times Square.
Joel Embiid.
No,
One of the Lopez brothers.
no,
Aaron Judge.
Patrick Ewing.
no.
No, it's an NBA.
No.
I'm
but
stuck
you're-
on basketball
The
player
Knicks
now.
were on the road.
Exactly, Jer Bear.
So you raised your eyebrow when I said Aaron Judge. So I feel like I'm in.
So it's a Yankee? Or a
No,
Met?
no.
It's not a baseball player.
I think we hit it right with basketball.
Is it a
It's a
basketball
Okay,
player?
basketball. Okay.
It is a
Patrick
basketball
Ewing.
player.
We said that.
I said
No.
Patrick.
Currently playing?
Charles Barkley.
Yes.
Currently playing.
Not Charles Barkley.
Not
yes,
Charles
sir.
Barkley.
Is it a Brooklyn net?
Not Chelsea.
Charles
Close,
is in.
very close, Roy.
I could not name a net.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I
can't.
also couldn't name a net.
Michael Porter Jr.
No.
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 Well, then it's
Still have
That's
Ben-
the only net I
Still
know.
have Ben Simmons? No.
No idea.
Again, my brother-in-law was like, "Wow, look at that giant man."
I don't know how that's supposed to help. us.
Sidronis
Like,
Ilgauskas.
Shaq.
I don't know
Nope, he doesn't
No,
play
anything
no,
about Nets.
current
Sorry,
He's a
sorry,
current player.
sorry.
Yeah.
Guys, I told you the date, and I said it wasn't a Nets player.
I don't understand.
New Year's Eve.
But it was very close, though.
How is that supposed to help us?
Simply don't. What are we
If
missing?
you
And the
think
Knicks
about it
weren't
for
in
two
town.
Jason
Knicks
seconds-
weren't in
Williams.
town. It's
Jason
not a
Williams.
net.
Town.
It's
Not
New
on the
York.
Nets.
And
It
it's
was
not a
New Year's
Knick?
Eve. What other NBA players would be in New York around New Year's Eve that aren't on the Nets or the Knicks? Perhaps a team playing against the Nets.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know the players. I'm
schedule.
certainly
I
not going to know the schedule.
Yeah.
Bunch of freaking
That's it.
Columbos over here.
Jeremy's on it.
Jeremy Lin's schedule.
I mean,
I'm
who
looking,
played the
I'm
Nets on
looking.
New Year's Eve?
That's
about to
Jeremy's
find out
looking
right
it
now.
up. Yeah.
You could just tell us that part, Jess. Save us a few seconds.
Yeah.
New Year's
the
Day, the
Rockets.
Nets
the
played the
Rockets.
Kevin
Rockets.
Durant. Kevin Durant.
No, it wasn't Kevin
He would've
Durant.
Alperen
I wish.
Şengün.
I would have chased him down the street. I love Kevin Durant. No, it wasn't Şengün either.
I've exhausted my knowledge of Houston
Steven
Rockets.
Adams.
Yes!
No, now you just looked at the rosters.
And that
Hey,
is-
but I made a good
But
guess.
that is
Yes,
the
you
guy
did.
that like you'd see on the street and be like, "Whoa, look at that guy."
Exactly, Jared Barrett.
Whoa,
That's
look at
like a
that guy.
top tier. Whoa,
That's
look
why
at
I
that
gave
He
guy.
looks like a pirate, that guy.
Because we were walking down the street and we were talking about like we always that like shoulda hooped thing. Osama
Right.
shoulda
Yeah,
hooped.
should have hooped.
Yeah,
Terror
that's
is
like
here.
that's like a running joke for a lot of people, but especially among my siblings and I and Lehman. So we always when we see tall people go like shoulda hooped. So my brother-in-law was like, that guy should be a basketball player, and I was like, that guy
Plot twist.
is
He
a
is.
very famous.
Surprisingly
basketball player.
enough,
very
he is a
funny.
basketball player.
Brother-in-law has a
like,
good eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like he
could
has
scout.
the bun and everything, and he's ginormous, and he was walking through. And we were in Chinatown at that point.
Did he look like a
so-
pirate?
No,
I feel like Steven Adams gives off.
Kind of like a
he had
little
nice
crush
clothes
on
on.
him.
The bun probably.
Steven Adams is one of like the all-time. You see a picture of him when he was in college compared to now.
Yeah, you're like,
no
whoa.
way, that's the same guy.
What a
right?
glow
Like
up.
he looks.
Holy
yeah,
hell.
He had like I think
Him
he had
and
like
Kevin
a,
Love.
he had like a fade, right? And
Yeah.
then no
I
facial
had
hair.
no
crazy.
idea
Yeah.
he went to Pitt.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I had that. Yeah, thank you,
Did I?
Jeremy.
I have no idea. he
Really?
went to Pitt.
He's the only guy I remember that ever played basketball at Pitt. That's how I know.
Okay.
No, I
Yeah, I
remember
didn't know that
I
either.
remember the guy that Kemba hit the shot against, but I don't know his
We
name.
don't know his name.
I just remember the
Yeah.
physically
He's
what he
the
looked
only
like.
player I ever known that's come out of Pitt.
He could somewhat.
crazy.
He looks somewhat like he could be
He's-
related to
DeJuan
Jason
Blair
Momoa.
or Erasure.
He could be a Momoa.
He could
related.
be a
He could be a
Momoa.
Yeah,
Momoa.
it could be a moment.
He's-
That's why I find
from
him kinda
New
cute.
Zealand.
Oh, you like the Momoas?
Hell yeah, like the Momoas.
You guys want to hear some headlines?
want some Momoa,
headlines in the
those
news this week?
Momoas?
No.
I sure do.
Oh, what happened in the news this week?
I'm going off today with sounds.
There's imaging for this. Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
A
Never been in
bluefin
a while.
tuna sold in Tokyo for $3.2 million at auction.
I saw that. That's crazy.
That must
Yeah.
be a big ass fish, man.
It was over 500 pounds.
Oh, that's big ass
It was
fish.
bought by a gigantic sushi chain in Japan.
Like, how much are they going to charge?
That's what I'm saying. But if it's 500 pounds, right, and you probably charge, they're making big money off it because you're not
Yep.
paying 3.2 million for a fish if you're not making money off it.
I don't like tuna, so I'll pass.
I know, but
Not a big tuna girl.
you're not the one eating it.
You haven't had my tuna.
Ooh, you do something
I
special?
make a nice tuna.
Yeah, what do you do
Yeah.
with it?
Soy glazed.
Honestly, kind of similar to Matthew McConaughey. Did you guys hear this? Like a couple months back,
tell
he
me.
made news by giving out his
Not the only way.
tuna
Kind of
salad.
similar to Matthew McConaughey.
No, you got. This was all over my alley. I can't believe you guys didn't see
No,
this.
I didn't see this.
No, but I
like,
did have tuna for lunch today.
He did some interview where he just got into talking about his tuna salad, and and then I followed the recipe, and I've tinkered
is
it a
it?
little bit.
Tuna
I'd have to look
salad.
it up the exact.
I'm gonna look it up. I love tuna.
You should honestly. We could play the sound of him describing it. It is great audio because it's classic McConaughey, just like in his twang, saying exactly
Okay, here
how
we
he
go.
makes
Like
it.
the mayonnaise twang.
Well, we could do that, or I can
Yeah,
read
go
it
ahead.
to you.
But
2 cans of tuna fish drained. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. 4th cup of red onions. 4th cup of dill pickles. Ooh.
Yeah.
1 green apple diced.
Telling
One
you.
I love some dill pickles.
Jess, I'm telling you, I tried
Good
this.
apple in there.
Fire.
I was wondering when it was gonna get kind of funky, and
Yeah.
then dill pickles,
I like
apple,
green apple.
Apple.
corn cob,
Yep.
frozen peas,
Frozen peas.
jalapeno chips.
But that's the one.
Bring this in.
And everyone on
Wasabi
TikTok,
paste.
nobody can find jalapeno
Chris.
chips. Every single person,
Chris.
I'm just saying,
They're everywhere.
everyone that I
like
see,
the Mrs. Vicky's ones.
everyone that I see on TikTok recreating this, they're like, this is the closest thing I could find to. It's
What
like
is
the
a
thing.
jalapeno chip? Like a potato chip
Exactly.
or like an actual?
No,
Maybe they just live in the
has-
middle of nowhere.
No, it has to be the potato chips because you're probably adding it for texture.
I think the one
Little
I
crunch?
think he meant it as like dried out. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
frozen
okay,
peas
okay.
there.
No, frozen
Really?
peas. That's the weird
You
part
want me to make it, Jeremy?
Chris, can you make this and bring it in
Do
for
you
next
remember-
mystery crate?
Next week.
Smell up the
Wait,
entire
no,
office.
you guys should do a tuna off with Greg. You each make like a tuna salad.
I'll just make McConaughey's, but I'll call
Yeah,
it
you
mine.
make McConaughey's. I'm sure Greg
Dad
has
doesn't
some,
need
like,
to know.
You guys
do-
saw what I did at the beginning of this. I was like, I make a mean tuna, and then I just quickly admitted that I just stole it.
That's right. You,
We
you
would
know
have
what?
never known.
I would exactly. I would have never known.
known.
You could have just
I
passed it off
threw
as
in
your
the
own.
line. I
Tuna
threw in the
steak.
line.
Jalapeno
I
chips.
threw in the line. I made some I didn't make any variations.
I know you
I just
seared
made- I
tuna.
just
That's
made
exactly the same.
McConaughey's.
Modification.
it's-
I love when you
it's-
just lie and then admit it like 4 seconds.
Delicious.
Good stuff.
Like
It's
conscious.
delicious.
Wait, but what did you do about the jalapeno chip conundrum?
I just found the closest thing I could find to it, which was like kind of like something you would put on a salad, like kind of just like jalapeno.
Okay, like a topping.
Kind of like what is?
But is it like crunchy?
Kind of like crunchy onion, like the equivalent of a crunchy onion,
yeah,
like
yeah,
jalapeno
yeah.
flavor.
Okay.
Please bring this in.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, I don't
guys
think it's
enjoy that.
potato chips like how Jason's trying to show us here.
Yeah,
I think it's more of like I think what you're saying is like a
Sliced and
like a
dried
dried.
jalapeno.
It could be potato chips.
Maybe.
It could be because then you get a little crunch,
Dehydrated
right?
jalapeno.
Like,
be
I would also dip
Substitute.
a jalapeno potato chip in that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
now we're
Do you
talking.
guys remember the pea guacamole scandal of the Obama administration?
No.
No,
Jeremy
You
does.
go on.
is this worse than the tan
It
soup?
brought down his presidency. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh my god.
Roy, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'll find it.
Okay.
We'll sit here.
I'm going to do another headline, which is actually a continuation of another story we had on Mystery Crate a while ago.
Okay.
Matt Khalil is now suing his ex-wife, Haley, after her claims about his
Nice.
gigantic.
Can you sue someone for making you seem cooler?
I don't know. It's a personal information thing.
Well, he didn't want everybody to know
yeah,
that.
I don't think you want that out there like that.
But I'll say, since he's newly single, I'm single, and now that I have this information,
Whoa.
I'm in.
Two Coke cans,
It's
huh?
been
I'll try it.
it's been described as 2 Coke cans.
I'll try it.
Coke cans.
Yeah, 2 Coke cans.
Yeah.
Roy,
I
could see.
I'm reading
the small
about
Coke
guac
cans that we got in
and
the
Listen, I'm not
I don't
gonna
know
get
what's
into it.
going on anymore.
You brought it
The
up.
mini ones.
Yeah,
The visual of one Coke can is quite vivid.
seems enough for me.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Jeremy, your
apparently
thoughts?
did really bad.
Holy
Agreed.
moly.
Yeah.
Here's a headline from The Guardian.
Here we
Peas
go.
out. Barack Obama joins online outcry against guacamole recipe. When the New York Times tweeted a recipe for green pea guacamole, it unleashed a world of pain for tampering with a classic of Mexican cuisine. This harkens back to an older time where the president tweeting would be about things like peas and guacamole and not,
Yeah.
invading other countries. and
Right,
things of that
Time,
nature.
man. Simpler
Open-
times.
Yeah.
Openly
One
admitting
time.
that they're going to
Twitter
steal
was
the
great.
resources, Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I miss those.
Yeah. Anyways, that was it.
Pea
But yeah,
guacamole.
it is. I do feel bad for Matt though. Like, that's his business being put out there. You know.
That's the thing. I don't-
that sucks.
Yeah.
No. Even though it may look cool for everyone else, he's just probably like, hey, maybe this is a thing that's made me feel bad for a long time. Like I can't do anything about it.
When this story first emerged, I kind of just like read the headline and assumed she was shaming him the other way.
I thought so too.
It took me like telling someone about the story and then being
Yeah.
like, no, you read this wrong. He's massive. And I was
Yeah.
just like, okay. I just kind of saw the headline and was like,
Yeah.
she's shaming him for the other way. And I was
Yeah.
like, that would be worse, though. We all agree.
I don't.
It depends
I
on
don't
who you
know.
talk
Depends
to.
on and how you are as a
Some
person.
people
yeah.
like everybody has their own preference.
2 Coke cans is just wild.
But what size are they? The mini Coke cans,
Guys,
It's
you
a
know-
great-
or
That's
the
what I was
regular
asking.
size?
Great
That's
Coke?
what I was
follow-up.
asking.
It's a
You
great
know
follow-up.
that she's meant the generic Coke can, the one that we'd all consider too big.
I mean, see, she
The
also
oversized Coke, the one you can get at like a gas station.
the
That's the
little,
one she's
the little
talking about.
2-ounce ones.
That's crazy, man.
So, guys, it's been 10 years since 2016. You want to hear some of the cool things we had in 2016?
Oh God,
All right.
Sanity.
No, yes, but also that was quickly to be ruined in November of that year.
That's
But
right.
Stranger Things 1 came out in 2016, the first season.
That is so funny.
That is
crazy.
funny.
It's nuts.
10 years ago.
Instagram introduced stories for the first time.
What a time.
Really?
It's
What
been
a
10
time.
years since Instagram stories first came out. Let's see what we have here. Fidget spinners were a thing.
I still have a few.
Calves and 7.
What was your guys' first Instagram story? Do you guys remember?
No.
No,
I definitely don't.
You know what else we were doing in 2016? The mannequin challenge.
Black Beatles.
Oh, the
That's
mannequin
right.
challenge, not the ice.
I
bucket
remember
challenge.
when Jerry Jones did it, and it was like,
idea.
well, that was
That ended.
that's not
it's
cool.
done.
That was
fun
the end of
anymore.
that. Yeah.
It's like when Zaz said 6'7" for the first time.
It was also the year that Pokemon Go came out.
Oh my God! I
That was a
remember
crazy summer.
that had
Crazy.
people in a
That's when you have to
chokehold.
hunt. That's when you're out
Yeah.
hunting.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you're
use
on your
GPS
phone.
to
I
see
never
where
did
you
that.
are.
I was
Yeah.
like in college still.
Never did that.
And so our college campus, it was a fucking nightmare. Just the amount of
'cause
people
everybody just
running,
moving
everyone
around.
running around and
Yeah.
nobody going anywhere.
I got
They're
a
just
Mewtwo!
hunting It was driving me insane. It was crazy.
Yeah, I was one of the last few to join that because I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm
I
not
didn't
running
do it.
around this parking lot looking for
Yeah, I never did
things
it
that
either.
are on a screen. But then
Squeakle.
I did it for a while. Yeah.
What else?
The Adidas had the Ultra Boost. Remember the Ultra
We had
Boost?
peas and guac.
Yeah, we had peas and guac, the Ultra Boost.
A
Let's see what else
democracy.
is here. Yeah. Frank Ocean released Blonde, the album.
Oh, he just did a Tiny Desk. I got to
Yep,
check
Jason,
out.
those are
Oh.
Coke cans. Thank you for showing us Coke cans.
Yeah, thanks for
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Jason.
We needed the visual.
Well,
Yeah.
he's actually showing you the difference between the 12
The best part is him showing it
Oh,
like
okay.
4 minutes later.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
rather be on the left.
Pure LeBatardShow fashion.
Says he's trained.
He's
Yelled
training
at
someone
him,
back there,
Well,
apparently.
that person's
We
fine.
we had some loss in that year. Prince,
Oh.
David Bowie.
Wow, it's been that long.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was the year
2016.
that everyone was like, can 2016 end already? Because like Carrie Fisher died and like a bunch of celebrities.
Muhammad
It was
Ali.
all, it was all in the
You know
span
what?
Yeah,
of
that was a
like.
rough one.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Well,
it?
you know
Yeah, it
what?
was all like November, December, and
I'd
it was
like
like,
to go
this year
back.
needs
Yeah,
to end
after
already.
the
Take me back.
election.
Take me back as fast as you can.
Take as many
But, yeah.
celebrities.
The Cubs
as you
won the
need.
World Series. Speaking of the Cubs, Jer Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it opened a portal into another dimension. That
It really
has not
did.
been
The Cubs
closed
winning
yet.
the World Series ruined everything, right?
I saw a funny
broke
post
America?
on Blue Sky, which is also a terrible app. That it was like if Indiana won the national championship, it would close the portal that the Cubs opened in 2016. And
I
I was
like
like, you
that.
know what? I can buy that.
I like that. All right,
I don't like
let's go Hoosiers.
Let's go out of nowhere. Let's go. Oh, also Drake dropped Views, which is arguably his best album.
Oh, what a 10 years.
Drake was cool.
What's
Drake-
one of
Look
the
at that.
songs?
Drake was cool.
What's
And
one of
now
the
he's
songs
getting
on Views?
sued.
Let me see these.
You know, we can talk about
That
Drake
body by
poorly
the
all we want. The thing I noticed about Drake, he was still on a lot of people's Spotify Wrapped.
Too many.
Yeah, like a ton of people's Spotify Wrapped. So
Yeah, way
Drake
too
very
many.
popular. You know?
I saw something where he had more streams than like a ton of huge artists combined.
Well, he's now in a lawsuit. He's being sued, and one of the
Inflating the
things being alleged in that lawsuit is that he finagled those numbers.
Oh, really? I haven't heard about
yeah.
this.
People come after us
Yeah.
for that.
Yep. 2016, the
Wow,
show was
hot-
still on ESPN.
I'm looking at these singles from Views.
Stugotz worked
Hotline
here.
Bling,
yeah, controller.
Exactly. He showed up.
Controlla, Too Good, Pop Style, One Dance.
I mean, dude, One Dance.
better One Dance.
One Dance had the clubs in a chokehold down here. Everybody was listening to One
Oh my
Dance.
God.
Controller,
I
too.
can't imagine going to a Miami club in like the peak Drake era.
I did
I
a
was
Ryan
there.
Tannehill Hotline
Insane
Bling
vibes.
parody.
Oh,
Oh, Hotline Bling was, that had a chokehold.
It
on
was a
folks.
moment.
Yeah. It went viral.
what was the
and
hook
the
for
dance.
Deadpool came out that year.
Really?
Black Panther.
Oh, Black Panther, yeah.
So quite the year in
Quite the
cinema.
year in
Quite the year.
2016.
Take me back, like I said.
Check out the Greg Cote Show. We are unveiling our Greg Cote's top 50 catchphrases. We have 50 and 49 revealed on this week's episode.
But did he finish the list?
There's more than there's 50.
we come up with a list of like 80. And
Whoa.
he is-
Oh my
Really?
God.
I mean, some of them are, a stretch to like, call it his thing.
Unveiling two per
mean,
week,
don't
too.
say.
So that's a lot.
I had never heard Dancing Swords before.
Well, that one was just one. That's not been like revealed yet. That's just one of the ones in the
Right.
mix.
Oh, they talked about it today?
No, we did it on the show.
Yeah,
Don't
talked
worry.
about it on the
It's
show.
in
Okay.
here.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't
'cause-
watch
No, but
the
my
show
dad,
today.
whoever brought this up before, my dad is the worst. He has his 80 phrases, and I'm like, all right, so make your top 50 and let's do this. He unveiled 50 and 49. without completing the rest of the, like, he doesn't know yet where everything's. I'm like, you might be forget, like, he doesn't understand why that's annoying, and it's just. But he's my dad, so
Sounds like a great process.
Exactly. It's just like making it
Sounds like he nailed it.
It's funny because you say that about your dad, and then sometimes I have that same issue with you.
Yeah.
Certain things.
Which
I'm like,
top 50?
Christopher,
Yeah.
give me this.
Yeah. Just ad reads. Sorry.
Yeah, dude.
A couple things. March Sadness.
You were reading it, and Sadiq goes to me. He hates this. He just like as you were struggling through that DraftKings.
Oh well, that one's like, you got to pre-read stuff.
It was
That's
pretty.
one
It was
thing I've learned.
pretty.
That's my first rule.
Yeah.
You guys should just pre-read your script before you pop it off.
Check out the hockey show. We have hockey insider David Pinota this week.
Check out the Echoes, a Notre Dame podcast.
Couple of Davids.
Yes.
And check out all the other stuff we do on the @LeBatardShow on YouTube.
Okay,
And
goodbye.